coconuts, you're tuning in to Coconut Diidii, and this is your own special Diidii, Coco. How are you all doing today? So, Coconut Diidii is a podcast which is directed at those of us who are stuck. And by stuck, I mean we're stuck in this identity crisis where our nationality and ethnicity are not the same. And what I mean by this is, if I use myself for an example, is I am the daughter of Pakistani parents living in England. It's almost like I have an identity crisis where it's, do I be British or do I be Pakistani? What should I do? The lovely term coconuts. And if you're confused, then let me enlighten you. Coconut, something that is brown on the outside and white on the inside. So there's always comments about how I am too British, not British enough, too Asian, not Asian enough. When I talk to Caucasian people, it's, oh, but you're British, so you can do this, can't you? Or why do you not know this? You're British. And when I'm with Asians, it's, oh, you're so British, you act so British, you dress so British, you're too British, it's not good. Like, you need to remember your own culture and your own values. And it's a bit hard to balance. So what we're going to do in this podcast is we're going to explore all the different avenues that we possibly can in terms of living as a coconut. So how we're going to kind of flesh this out. Hopefully it's not going to be me on my own the whole time. Hopefully we'll have guests as the whole thing goes on. The base plan is for a 30-minute to 45-minute episode every fortnight. We're going to do it on either a Saturday or a Sunday, something nice so you can chill, relax. Make this your half an hour or your 45 minutes just to give yourself some time off to sit, relax, do nothing except listen, because you deserve that time. Some of the topics we're going to cover is going to be focusing on periods, education, sports, sexism, colorism, clothing, nutrition, attitudes, anything that you think a coconut will have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Culture. Now with culture we're going to do quite a bit, but I'll just give you an overview of some of the things that we will go through. So for culture is accepting versus being embarrassed over culture. Then we're going to go on to the pros and cons of culture and the bits of culture that we want to change, the bits of culture that, like, quite frankly, I'm like, why did you bring that over to England with you? You could have left that, you know? Like, we didn't really need that piece, but you brought it over. I'm a bit miffed that you did, so let's, like, take it away. So also the notion of accepting your culture, at what age you start accepting it, because there is an age and there's a time where you're ashamed of it and you don't really know what to do. And even now at the grand old age of almost mid-20s, I almost said my age then, almost mid-20s, I'm probably still quite ashamed to say, you know, it is a part of my life. There are bits that I like, there are bits I don't like. But if somebody comes up to me and asks me, I'm going to say I'm the most British bitch ever. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I'm totally Pakistani. For me, it's just not something that I feel confident saying, and trying to get into it, trying to understand it as well. It's like I talk myself out of it. But we'll talk more about that in the relevant episode. I would like to have a so what are we going to eat corner, because I know one of the biggest questions in my house is what are we eating, what's going to be made, and I feel like life will be a little bit easier if someone's like, here, how about this, and you're like, sure, great, thank you for doing the mind work for me. If we could literally have someone do the mind work for us anytime somebody dared to utter the question, what's to eat, I think we would all be a little bit, not even a little, a lot a bit happier. So we're going to do that. We're also going to have a learning corner as well, where it's going to be anything cool that I learned. So a little bit about myself. I am almost mid-20s, so we've got that going for me, that little bit of crisis there. I have a day job. It has nothing to do with my degree. I actually am a history graduate. I graduated Oh goodness. Um, I'm acting like it was a long time ago, but because of the pandemic, it does feel like a long time ago. So December of 2019, I believe. So in December 2019, I graduated in history, and I know what you're thinking. The first thing you're gonna think is, so you're the child of two Pakistani parents living in England, and you have a degree in history. Yes, yes, I do have a degree in history. Yes, I know it is weird for an Asian to do history. I also help a charity called Awakening Minds, which is a specialist Punjabi service. You can get the service in Punjabi, in English, in Urdu. I'm sure we could get it in Hindi and Gujarati. We also have a few helpers who are Kenyan, so they kind of understand the cultures that we're dealing with and the languages. So I'm sure if you're from any of those, they would be able to help if you were having any mental health issues or any like cultural issues. The reason I was inspired to do this was I'm quite mouthy. And I love to complain. I think my one personality trait is that I enjoy complaining. So there's a lot of things in this world that I would look at and be like, you know what? I didn't get to do this. And I really wanted to do it. And I didn't get to do it because I was a coconut, or because I was Pakistani, or because of the culture, or because England itself is not equipped to give me the stuff that I need to be able to do this. Like, they just do not include people like me in those sectors. And I remember just sitting there being quite depressed and being like, okay, what the hell can I do? Like, I want to do this, or I want to be able to do this, or I'm mad that I never got to do these things when I was younger and I want to do them now. And theoretically I could, but there's so many things stopping me, and this is not fair, and I don't enjoy it. And you know what? I'm not gonna bother, and I'm not gonna get up from bed. I'm not gonna do anything about it. And my auntie said to me, "You love to complain. Why don't you do something about it? Why not you? Why can't you do it? Why don't you do it? You know, somebody needs to start the conversation. If it's not gonna be you, then who the fuck is it gonna be? You know?" Thankfully, I'm educated. You know, I got it in history, so, you know, my English skill is, I want to say it's good, probably not great, but it's good. You know, she got that first in history, so she's got some grammar skills. I can articulate myself. That's what I'm trying to say. I can articulate myself when needed. And that really was all it took. I was like, okay, a point taken. I am a mouthy bitch. Let's get on it. Let's start something. It has been in the making for over a year, where I've toyed with the idea, tried to get myself healthier, tried to set it up, tried to figure out how to make it work in a house that doesn't really have space. And you know what? January 2021 was the time, even though we're almost near the end, January 2021 is the time. So, hello everybody, welcome to Coconut Diidii. I hope you enjoy your stay. Please do leave any suggestions in the comments of anything you would like me to talk about, anything you would like me to research on and get back to you guys about. And I can hear you, and I can hear myself. I will be with you in 2 minutes.